Walker was implemented. It was confirmed by HICWA that it was implemented, and as soon as HICWA had left, standards began to slip.
I don't know if there's a correlation between HICWA left and but the standards did slip, yes.
Okay. I want to focus on Portiuncula Hospital for a minute. So I represent the constituency of Galway East. I was born in Portiuncula myself. You know, my mother worked there. She was a GP. You know, so Portiuncula is a part of the fabric of Galway.
Absolutely.
And it serves a wider region. It serves 8 counties. And there has been huge hurt and huge upset over the handling of the downgrading of services, maternity services, at Portiuncula. Now, I understand that when there is serious issues, it requires a serious response. But I guess I just want to provide a bit of clarity or ask for clarity on a certain element of this.
Yes.
So, about 2 weeks ago, Dr. Martin Daly TD asked yourself, had the Walker report been implemented? And the response he received was that it hadn't. And as a result, he went into the Dáil and asked a question of the Minister for Health, Jennifer Carroll McNeill. He said it wasn't implemented, and then she said there was an independent HICWA in review that confirmed that all measures of the Walker report were implemented. Yeah. Can you just confirm for me now, was the Walker report implemented or not?
So, and not to confuse anybody, because I'm very conscious that there's a community and people having concern and level of anxiety, and we have wonderful staff down there as well. So just because I think Dr. Daly will certainly agree that what I tried to reflect him, or what I hope I reflected him, was that regardless of what anybody says about the Walker report implementation happening at the time and the recommendations being followed, you clearly couldn't stand today and say that they were implemented and sustained. And to be fair to the Minister, HICWA did validate them at a point in time for the region, as I understand it. The region ticked the recommendations as being implemented, but clearly what happened as you progress into 2023, there was a very significant slippage in the safety standard measurements in the hospital. So I have no doubt of the bona fides of the people who said they were implemented at a point in time, but you couldn't credibly say that the implementation of them was maintained and sustained, given the evidence that I have.
So I've listened to the Minister on this, and she maintains that there are other level 3 hospitals with maternity services in the country at a similar resource level that are performing very well. Is it a resource issue in Portiuncula, or is it a culture issue?
I certainly don't believe it's a resource issue, can I say that? I think attracting and retaining skill sets to smaller maternity units is an increasing challenge. We have 19 maternity units in Ireland, so I think that's part of it. But fundamentally, we had a review done of all of the individual recent cases, some of them very harrowing in their outcome. And fundamentally, what we've done is we've moved higher risk pregnancies from being booked to Portiuncula to being booked to other units. That's about 20% of the workload of deliveries in Portiuncula, and that has to be the case in the face of the evidence until such time as we're satisfied that something has been identified that could change.
And are you in a position at the moment to, I guess, elaborate, is progress being made at Portiuncula towards bringing services back to Portiuncula? Is the culture changing? Are we seeing improvements in service that can give people confidence when they go into Portiuncula for care?
I think for the higher risk pregnancies, I couldn't say that right now.
Okay.
But I think for the pregnancies that are continuing to be supported there and the deliveries that are happening, I operate a very simple principle. If I didn't believe it's safe, I would continue to do it. Yeah. I believe what is being done is being managed. There's an expert team in there from independent of the hospital. They continue to be there. They're there since the start of the year, and they'll be there right out to the end of this year. That gives me a level of assurance. But in terms of the higher risk pregnancies, I couldn't say that right now.
Can you just confirm whether the downgrade of maternity services at Portiuncula University Hospital was entered on the corporate or regional risk register before implementation? And if so, when and at what risk rating?
I'd be misleading you if I said I had the detail of that in front of me today. I don't, but I will absolutely
it's just
from the region.
There was no indication in the maternity services plan out to 2026 that there was going to be any change to service level.
No, but to be fair, when the maternity services plan was written out to 2026, that was in the phase where post-Walker things had really improved. That's my point about the recommendations at the time. So I don't want to split hairs, but to be fair to the Minister, that's exactly correct what she was told. The deterioration was very rapid from late 23 into 2024.
So Walker was implemented, it was confirmed by HICWA that it was implemented, and as soon as HICWA had left, standards began to slip.
I don't know if there's a correlation between HICWA left and but the standards did slip, yes.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.